All right, here we go. Time for another solo overnighter in the woods. And today I'm thinking we make a debris hut in the rain. Let's get to it. Well, here we go. The first week of April, and we have hail. We've had tornado warnings all week. It's been raining off and on all week with flash floods everywhere. So all this material is wet. Chances of fire are slim to none, but we'll give it a shot. But the purpose of today's video is I want to actually see how effective a debris hut made of leaves actually is in the rain, or should I say wet leaves. Me being wet, leaves being wet, that's 100% humidity in my opinion. So it's going to be warm inside, it's going to be hot. Will it retain the heat? Will the water simply pass right through it? Just like every other shelter you build, you want to build your shelters in the proximity of your materials. You don't want to walk 3 miles down a pipeline or into a different county to try to find materials to bring them back to your campsite. Go camp where the materials are. Right here I have leaves and I have dead wood as far as the eye can see. There's water right down there, so I have access to that as well. So I'm going to camp right here in this level spot. Let's go ahead and rake this out. And in raking it, we're doing two things. One, we're cleaning the area, and two, we're collecting the leaves for our debris hut. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 foot puts us right here at this root. Now, a traditional debris hut, you want that thing as compact as possible, to where you gotta wiggle your body down inside there and shimmy inside, and maybe have 1 fist length around your entire body before it hits those logs. And that's for the sole purpose of retaining heat that your body emits, because you're going to close the front of that and hunker down the rest of the night. Being that it's springtime, the temperatures are not going to drop down into the below zeros or even at freezing tonight. It's cool, it's about 50 right now. It might drop to about 35 or 40 tonight, but we're not going to freeze to death inside there. So in the event that it dumps rain all night and into the morning, I want a debris hut that I can at least sit up in. So worst case, I have a propane stove, I can cook food inside there and still talk to you guys. So I want to go that route. I'm on my heels right now, but I don't want to go any higher than this. Angled down with logs, okay? I want to angle the logs down and then simply cover it up. Also think of it like this: the higher you go, the more leaves you got to stack. So if you can get this to where you're sitting down, and it's a good 2.5 feet, 3 feet at the most angled downward, that'd be, 4 or 5 ponchos filled full of leaves, and you should be good enough. There's also a good spot here because of that rock. It acts as a back wall. So we're going to have 3 walls and a sloped ceiling with 1 opening right here. I'm a side sleeper, so there's more than enough room here to turn on my side. Again, I don't want this thing too crazy big because I want to retain some heat. Once we get the skeleton structure down, we'll go through, like last week's video, and actually place smaller pieces in between to fill the gaps in so the leaves don't just fall through there. Then we'll concentrate on raking all these leaves up around here, and there's tons of them. I mean, there's so many, it's unreal. The plan for that, I'll throw a poncho down, rake them onto the poncho, and then just drag it over and just dump, and just keep doing it. I mean, the leaves are within 5 to 10 feet. So again, build your shelter or your structure where all your materials are present at. Anything else is just uncivilized. So there's the first layer right there. I want to get at least 2 or 3 more layers on here. That way we're blocking the wind. And if it does decide to rain, we're going to shed some water. At best, we're going to be in there, hopefully trapping some body heat. And I can put a couple logs here in the front to try and close it off and then just hunker back in there. So, the work never ends. I'll get my light source and I'll put it down over here. Hopefully it will stay at least this light inside here. I want to blind myself. But hopefully you can see everything. We've got the logs up here. We're about 7.5 foot in length. And we're about 3 foot over here. And I'm happy with this. It worked out well. We're blocking the wind, we're blocking the rain, we're blocking the hail. And it worked out well. Something we threw together real quick in a couple of hours. Doable. Once again, everything came from the landscape. It provided everything I needed. It's right here. And once again, we did the work. So having an actual fire going all night is probably not going to happen, but we can give it a shot. The trick's going to be, because it's been raining, trying to find those overhangs, those rocky overhangs, and look inside there for dry leaves, dry sticks, things like that. And hopefully I can get enough of them to start a fire to dry everything else out. We'll walk around here and look. If we find something, we'll try it. If not, we're going to abandon that and use a butane stove and boil some water and get some chow going. Now you can see some sticks up inside there. Not a lot though, but a few. That's all exposed. There's nothing in there. That's all wet. You can look right at it and see it's wet. Here's some of the driest stuff I can find. Not a lot, but we're getting there. We got a couple of duct tape rolls going here. Like I said, this is my go-to when everything's wet. Just roll it up and then use a lighter. The midweek videos are back, for those that didn't know. Also, tip and trick videos are back as well. We dropped one on Wednesday. It was a do-it-yourself bushcraft drive hook. And I show you how to make one of these on your own. If not, I'm going to provide them in my Etsy store. 50 of these drive hooks are dropping right now to my Etsy shop. Go there and check it out. That link is in my video description box. A drive hook is simply a J hook with a nail that can be hammered into a tree, alive or dead, and it will provide you with means of hanging your gear, hanging a water bladder for a shower, putting it up really high, throw cordage over top of this right here and create a pulley system to get your food or gear off the ground, keep away from critters, things like that. It's just a all-around good piece of kit to have, something that gives you an option. Instead of tying the usual, cordage around a tree and wasting cordage, you can just drive this in. When you're done, twist it, pull it back out, and you're on to the next one. Those that have permanent campsites they go to, you could drive this bad boy all the way in and just leave it, and it's going to be there when you get there every single time. So if you haven't seen that video, here's the thumbnail right here. Check it out. Once again, 50 of these are dropping to my Etsy store. Good luck. So I haven't had this in a long time. Be better if we had some meat with it, but that's one thing about, backpacking, hiking. You get meals like this, and they're not going to go bad. So and this right here is what I was actually looking for. This is all clay right here. All of it. It's mixed in with rock, but that's clay. So that's a good thing right there. can almost guarantee going through here, if I find a spot where it's a lot more pure and not all that aggregate and rock stuck in with it. Got some ideas for something in the future before it gets too hot. And that's an idea of the terrain we got to deal with out here. Boulder City. Sky's getting all gray and cloudy again, starting to get dark. So last thing on my list is to go ahead and just hop inside that debris hut and get cozy and comfy for the night. We'll have breakfast in the morning, talk about a few things, talk about the debris hut, see how it went. It's not rocket science, guys. It's not. You know, and like I said before, you can sit there and do this, or get out here and do it. There's several books on shelters like this. There's, you know, infinite YouTube videos. And where the originality comes in is giving it your own twist, your own flavor, things like that, and breaking it down. My videos have always been tutorials since the very beginning, 14 years ago. And I've just combined the two, the overnighters and a lesson to be learned. It's very simple. Got a lot of things coming up this summer, more classes, and other things I can't talk about yet. But we'll get there. On that note, get you all in the morning. Here's the truth on this. This is not the ideal shelter. It appears to be. There's no water up here. The ground was actually comfortable. It's soft enough earth. There's, you know, the ground pad that I put down. I have no problem with that. And how this rock is covered with moss and my back up against it, I'm actually resting on my shoulder and I'm actually comfortable. So did I doze off? Yeah, several times. But it is just too humid in here. It feels like it's mid-July in Ohio or being in Thailand somewhere. There's not one drop of water in here though. That's a good thing. The rain must not have been hard enough. It must have stopped because there's nothing in here at all. Zero. Even the moss here is bone dry. So, did it provide me with shelter for a couple hours worth of work? Hell yeah. Is it a win? Yes. Was it comfortable as far as laying on the ground? Yes. And Mother Nature provided. But the humidity sucks. There's zero airflow in here. Zero. And, I mean, it's just bad. It's horrible. So today's agenda, we have the Modern Skills Survival course with Buckeye Bushcraft. Gotta go meet the students, and before that, get the classroom ready, get everything set up. Grab the students, drive them over here, and get ready for an eventful 2.5 days. We got, I think, 5 more spots left for the May class. I believe that's the first week of May. Go to my video description box, it says Buckeye Bushcraft, click on it, and check it out. The gear list is on my Amazon affiliate page, also my video description box. And you can get the gear off Amazon, you get it from Walmart, I don't care where you get it from, just get the gear list. I'm never going to suggest any further in my career certain branded items you have to have or they won't work, because obviously other brands of items work just as fine. So just cover the gear list and you should be good to go. And look forward to seeing everybody there and training with you all. Man. On that note, let's go ahead and end this bad boy off. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. So let's see if anybody catches this. Now it's time for Corporals' final thoughts. Alright, so we touched on this briefly. If you're a new YouTuber and you want to get out there, here's some advice. Get out there and do the work. There's far too many channels that go wah 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 wah, wah. And for those that don't know, that's Charlie Brown's teacher, and that's exactly what it sounds like. A bunch of hot air talking about nothing. And there's nothing wrong with talking on a YouTube channel if you have a legit podcast and you're getting information out there. But if you're just sitting there in your shed, like we discussed, in your back room, on the porch of a rental property, and you're talking about experiences and things that you are doing or others should be doing, but you're never showing those things, you're never actually demonstrating those things, and you're like, well, I was a prepper for 20 years, I was a homesteader for 25 years, I lived off-grid for 15 years, but you're not showing anybody how to live off-grid, you're not showing anybody how to homestead, you're not showing anybody how to go out there and actually conduct yourself and do these skills, purchase the land, get chickens on it, you know, the 1 acre deal where you have a 1 acre farm. You're not actually showing water collection from cisterns or from rainwater runoff into gutters, into barrels. You're not doing any of those things or showing your experience, but you're just talking about it. Then you're not living to your full potential. And like I already said, if you've got a family and you're not living to your full potential to support your family, then that's all I need to know, and should be a wake-up call for you. So my advice, if you're a new channel starting out, get out there, do the work, get the skills, hone the skills, and own the skills, okay? And for those that currently have YouTube channels that fallen into that rut of just wah, 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 realize that that's probably why you get 200 or 300 views on videos after several years of being on YouTube, because there's not a lot of people in the market to just want to hear this. They want to see you do this, okay? And instruct and show other people how to better themselves and actually live a fulfilling life. So, something to think about when you roll to work on Monday. No, not every time we're going to be doing the final thoughts. Most will miss this from just hammering to the skip button. But those true fans that stick to the end, here you go. This was for you. On that note, stay safe and take care of each other.